All right, this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. Wanted to go ahead and do a live birthday broadcast for me today. And I'm going to cover some topics as I'm riding on in. This is what I call the Truth Mobile. It's one of the opportunities I have to cross over the digital quarantining that's going on YouTube and through the artificial intelligence of control of the network of distribution of information. So that's one of the opportunities that I have for that. You can feel free to reach out and call me anytime if you like. So artificial intelligence is extremely sophisticated, and right now technically we are in a live drill, a live exercise, as well as a state of emergency, which basically circumvents the Constitution of the United States. So although I'm very much in favor of the Constitution, it's been rendered irrelevant to many of the actions that are being done right now. Locking down humanity worldwide. It's not just a United States situation, it's worldwide. Along with that, what I wanted to talk about too, I'm wanting to clean up my lens here a little bit. There's a storm coming. This is the calm before the storm. We had a storm last night, once again, as well. Hurricane actually on Sunday came on in with a 5-foot storm surge at high tide that basically flooded a lot of people out. And wanted to also let you know that the link that's in the description right now is my playlist. It's kind of like a truth sampler to let people know a little bit more of the situation and to also show documentation to back up what I'm talking about. This is part of the evidence of the storm surge, is that a lot of things got washed around. Sand got washed over the top of the beaches, especially right here in the parking lot and that. And then in the lower spots, cars got flooded out, damaged them. A flooded vehicle is like very much trouble after it even gets dried out. That's why it needs to be mentioned on a vehicle status, like a report. If it's flood damaged, it needs to be notified on the title. So I wanted to take us in a little bit towards some of the area. Just a large accumulation of things that got moved around. Here's my friend Rich. He's the bicyclist there on the left side. He lost his arm as a boy. Yeah, and you can see the debris that got washed in. Just imagine what that's like. So the water seeks level, it matters. It'll move things around, it'll damage things, it'll float cars and all kinds of things. Furniture, all of that. And the tide is coming in right now, it's fine. There's a gentleman wearing a mask right now. Wearing a mask is unhealthy for the people wearing it. And it's unhealthy for everybody because it shows compliance to a control system that is deceptive and manipulating humanity. Wow, a lot of lightning. So this tower right there, that's not just a water tower, it's a cell tower. There's a lot of technology on it. And that technology can manipulate humanity. Not just the data that comes through it, the actual electronics that are on it. It's very powerful, and I wanted to let you know about that. Many of you know the 5th generation wireless technology is extremely powerful. If you go to the top of my playlist, I moved a bunch of documentation there that talks about the electronic harassment of humanity with technology. Satan couldn't be everywhere, so he uses technology. How about that? So he's a liar and a deceiver, and I'm exposing him. And, you know, the truth matters. The truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's not an opinion. It's simply the reality. Truth and reality are interchangeable. If you're wondering where I've been for a while, I just haven't been as active on Facebook. I've got my playlists there, and I add to them a few times a week. This video right now, I will very likely upload to YouTube. It's interesting. It's taken sometimes almost a day for a live YouTube video to be archived and visible. I'm going to flip this around because there's a real active lightning cell right in the middle of the view. I don't know if I'll be able to show you more of that. Big lightning. That's we've got electricity all around us. On the time-lapse video footage, I cover that. I show that. Showing the creation, the beauty and majesty and power of creation and the Creator. So God is all-powerful and all-knowing. That's way stronger than Satan and artificial intelligence. Satan will use who and what he can. God will use it all, including Satan. That's just something really important to keep in mind. I did a video this morning with my P1000 camera here, and you might find that interesting. I've got a lot more footage that I've used to capture content with that camera, and it's powerful. That and the P1000. Keep in mind, well, today is my birthday. Happy birthday, Robert. I'm so glad to be born again, and I'm sure that a lot of people will put birthday comments on my on this video, because it's it'll be right towards the top of my list, and I've got a lot of friends that'll wish me a happy birthday. I appreciate that. Just to be clear, I was conceived in the mind of God before the foundation of the world, as well as my brothers and sisters in Christ. By default, all the other entities around us are not in God's family. Apparently, they're in Satan's family. We've got Satan's children, fallen angels, demons. People can argue about is a fallen angel a demon? Greater is he that's in me than either of those mentions. They may be synonymous. So there's fallen entities that indwell clones and also human beings that can be taken over. In the Gospel of John, the biblical account is that, speaking of Judas Iscariot at the Last Supper, Satan entered into him. And then, apparently, according to Scripture, Judas hung himself after he turned Christ in for 30 pieces of silver. And did Satan die then? No, Judas did. His physiology. So the question that I have for everybody is what you believe true. Is everything you believe true? Is everything I believe true? So how will you know the truth when it's right in front of you? What I've done conclusively on my own content that I've created personally, and what I've added from other talented producers, is that the earth is stationary and level. There would be no level anywhere on a spinning water ball hurling through space. Do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? The earth doesn't move. The sun, moon, stars, clouds, wind, that all water, that all moves, not the earth. The earth is fixed, stationary. That's important because that exposes how grand the delusion is, the science delusion. Recently, I moved Rupert Sheldrake up towards the top of my playlist where he's talking about the science delusion. It's amazing. If you say experts say or scientists have found, peer-reviewed papers have proven, they may be proving how effective they are at deceiving humanity. Because as I look around me, much of humanity is deceived by irony and paradox. They don't know it. With pride as a powerful catalyst for deception, they don't even want to know that they don't know. They want to think they got a good beat on it, that they got this thing figured out. Oh, well. So There you go. That's how I found it. It's profoundly complicated. I'm going to flip this around because there is a whole lot of dark and lightning showing up there. Wow, why am I not focusing? I don't know what's up with that. Not digging that. It's a little better. So yeah, this is the calm before the storm. So a lot of people are thinking the Trumpster is going to bail us out of this thing. We couldn't have the senior citizen Joe Biden be the guy, but on video that I've exposed, there's a lot going on here. Why do a lot of people look younger than they are? Well, there's byproducts of abortion that are being implemented and more. There's a breeding program where women are taken and kept as breeders, and they sacrifice these 3-month-old babies for their expansive growth and euthanizing, creating youth in these wicked people, giving a younger look, all of that. It's wicked. I'm exposing it. I'm going to flip this around. It's looking pretty spectacular, actually. Out of Shadows covers some of the aspects of Pizzagate. It's a real deal. It's really wicked. It's really evil, and you should know about it. Human trafficking, child human sacrifice, and satanic human sacrifice has been going on for a long time. Still going on today. How about that? You should know. Yeah, if that doesn't matter to you, I would be sorry to hear that for you. But I'm confident it matters to a lot of my friends. Anybody watching this right now is probably a bit curious anyway. The lights reflecting off of the wet pavement are an indicator of a level surface. One of the things that I covered in my video this morning is the spherical trigonometry to expose the global lie is 8 inches per mile squared. That would mean there would be a hump in the middle of the United States that's over 337 miles tall. There's over 650 miles of missing curvature, and the Mississippi River ignores all of it. It's over 2,350 miles long, and the Army Corps of Engineers says there's a 1,750 foot drop. Well, according to spherical trigonometry, there's over 650 miles of missing curvature, and a hump that would be in the middle of that's 337 miles tall. It ain't there. I'm telling on them. They're taking our tax dollars and giving people a false reality. I thought you should know. It's a big deal because people are basing their opinion on false information, or their beliefs on false information. A lot of atheists angry, I might add, that they are angry that I would even, or that I or people like me would insist that there's a deity that has commands. And the video this morning, I showed the rainbow and talked about the firmament and stationary level earth and the great flood. God opened up the floodgates of heaven, the fountains of the deep, and caused it to start raining. You can probably hear it. It's coming down pretty good. A few months ago, I put new tires on the car because they were at their limit. Hydroplaning is a real thing. We're on a plane. It's a level plane for the most part. If this is new to you, welcome to reality. We didn't go to the moon. We don't live on a globe. 9/11 was an inside job. Almost all of our public officials that are elected are not on our side. They're working to engorge their own financial portfolio and and control humanity. The artificial intelligence creates money out of thin air. It's all digital. It's nice to not be on the motorcycle today. The day I was struck by lightning, it was a nice sunny day. I took the motorcycle out, and when I was recording, it started to rain and thunder and lightning, and I was holding my Tommy Bahama lightning rod umbrella. How about that? It was a test. Before I was born again, I would have thought God wanted to see what I would do. Just watch what the water does. That's just what it does. There's no upside down world in relationship to this one. So it's probably going to be kind of hard to hear with the sound, but I wanted to just go ahead and wrap this up a little bit and see what it looks like around here, if we've got any big storm cells to show you. Oh yeah. So one of the things that happened in Hurricane Florence was we had so much inland flooding that this pond right here actually was going over the road, coming up out of these storm sewers. So when we have flash flooding, it takes a lot of rain to get flooding here. It's about, the Waccamaw River was flooding over like 28 feet. That's tidal affected as well. A few days before the deluge that we had here, they unplugged the sewer drain that's right up here. I rescued Walter, as I called him, out of the storm drain. Walter was a turtle. He couldn't get out, so we fished him out of there, and I put him in the pond in my backyard. So I want to thank people ahead of time for the birthday wishes. I opened up my commenting so everybody can comment. About 5 years ago, when I went public with the Earth not being a globe, I took a lot of heat from a lot of people, and so I just made it so friends only could comment. Now the way it is, I've got so many of my friends that are awake to much of what's going on that I don't have to babysit a post. I can just make a post and let my friends take up for me. That's kind of nice. So the video that I captured with the sun appearing to be in the clouds, I reposted it again to YouTube and put it towards the top of my list. Even though that video on my channel, I think had like 3,500 views, it's been viewed almost 1 million times in the various groups that it's been shared through. And local sun, hashtag local sun, and you'll find a lot of occurrences of the sun appearing to be in the midst of the clouds. Yes. You can probably hear it. I'll show you. That's what rain does. That's reality. Reality is that rain falls, snow falls, hail falls, all of that. Water flies off spinning balls. Beach balls, soccer balls, tennis balls. We don't live on a globe. We didn't go to the moon. They're lying about almost everything. Wow. How about that? There you go. Feel free to reach out anytime. This is Robert Forsch with the truth. Oh, I'm gonna flip this around and show you one more time for the end screen. There you go. Thank you so much.